You ever have one of those moments when a tiny thing, something so stupid you almost feel embarrassed to talk about it, suddenly cracks open a window into who a person really is? Yeah, that's what happened to me. Except my tiny thing was 50 bucks. And honestly, the money ended up being the least important part of the whole mess. So let me tell you how one small favor, one quick, "Yeah man, don't worry about it," ended up showing me a side of someone I used to call my brother, and how it wasn't the debt that ended our friendship, but everything that came crawling out around it. Because if you think this story is about money, trust me, it's not. I met Marcus freshman year of college. He was one of those dudes everybody just naturally liked. Loud laugh, good energy, the type of guy who'd start a conversation in an elevator and somehow walk out with a new job offer. It was almost annoying how charismatic he was, but in the best way. And we clicked. Instantly. Group projects together. Late night food runs. We even joked that if life was a video game, we'd be each other's co-op partners. Fast forward a few years, and we're both in our mid-20s. Different jobs, different schedules, but still tight. He was the kind of friend who could call me at 2 a.m. with a stupid meme, and I'd actually answer. But here's the thing about friendships. Sometimes the tiny cracks only show up when the pressure hits. And apparently, $50 was enough pressure. It was a random Tuesday afternoon, and Marcus texted me, nothing dramatic, nothing weird. "Bro, can I borrow $50 till Friday? I'm short for something." It is common. Now, this wasn't unusual. We'd spotted each other money before. Pizza, gas, whatever. So I didn't even blink. I sent it instantly. No contract. No reminders. I wasn't keeping track of who owed who. We were friends. But Friday came. And Friday went. And Marcus didn't say anything. At first, I didn't care. People forget. Life gets busy. I wasn't going to chase a grown man over the cost of a tank of gas. But the next week, we hung out, and something felt off. He never mentioned the money. Not even a casual, "Hey man, I didn't forget." Nothing. It sat in my mind like that one puzzle piece you assume will click in later, but never does. Still, I let it go. Then came week 2. This time, Marcus posted a story buying new sneakers. Not necessities, not emergencies. We're talking brand new white sneakers for no reason other than felt cute, might delete. And I'll be honest, that annoyed me. Not because he bought them, but because he bought them after telling me he was short for something, which apparently wasn't food, wasn't rent, wasn't anything important. It wasn't about the $50. It was the principle. You ever feel like someone's taking advantage of your kindness? Just a little? Like not enough for you to call it out, but enough to sting? That was me. So the next time we talked, I brought it up casually. Chill tone, light joke. "Hey, when you get a chance, just send that 50 back. No rush." I expected a normal response. Something like, "Oh dude, my bad, I forgot." But instead, he went still. His whole vibe changed. And he hit me with, "Damn, you're really pressuring me over 50 bucks?" I laughed at first because I genuinely thought he was joking. He wasn't. I'm not kidding when I say his entire mood flipped like I'd just accused him of stealing my car. Then he kept going. "You know I'm good for it. Why are you acting so weird? You think I don't pay people back or something?" It was defensive. Way too defensive for a normal conversation about a casual loan between two adults. And suddenly I realized something. He wasn't embarrassed. He wasn't sorry. He was offended that I even asked. The moment he said that, something in my brain went, "Oh, there it is. That's the real Marcus." But again, maybe he was having a bad day. I gave him space. Another week passed. Still nothing. "No, I'll send it soon." "No, I need more time." Nothing. I didn't say a word about it. But apparently silence is louder than I thought, because he texted me again out of nowhere. "Since you're obviously bothered here," he sent me $30. 30, not 50. Not "I'll pay you the rest later." Just 30. Like he was proving a point. I stared at that notification for a solid minute, trying to understand the math behind it. Spoiler: There was none. And I don't know if you've ever felt this, but that one moment, just watching that $30 come through, was like a little door opening in my head. Because the money didn't matter. What mattered was what it represented. I started replaying things. Old memories. Little red flags. I ignored. Times when he forgot his wallet at lunch. Times when he'd commit to plans but leave me hanging. Times when he hyped up something big and then dodged responsibility when it backfired. It was all there. I just never connected the dots. Friendship makes you blind sometimes. Still, I wanted to salvage things. I didn't want to lose someone I used to call family over something so small. So I texted him, "Hey, the money isn't the issue. I honestly just felt weird that you never mentioned it again. It made me feel taken for granted." Simple, calm, honest. He left me on red for 2 days, and when he finally responded, he didn't apologize. He didn't explain. He didn't even acknowledge what I said. He just wrote, "Bro, you're being dramatic. I thought we were cooler than this." That sentence hit me harder than the money ever could. Because if a friend tells you they feel weird or hurt, and your response is, "You're dramatic," that's not a friend. That's someone who doesn't respect you. And remember, this is the same guy who once called me at 3 a.m. crying because he got dumped. The same guy I helped move apartments in the middle of a heat wave. The same guy I defended when people called him unreliable. And now he was talking to me like I was the problem. Here's the part that surprised me most. I didn't feel angry. I felt disappointed, like watching someone kick down a statue you spent years building. We didn't talk for weeks after that. But then the plot twist came, because one night, I got a call from a mutual friend. They were talking in a group, and apparently Marcus told everyone, I cut him off because he kept nagging me for money. Guy's obsessed with $50. Obsessed. He said I was obsessed. Meanwhile, this man still owed me $20 and hadn't acknowledged anything. But what hurt wasn't the lie. It was the fact that he flipped the story to protect his ego and threw our entire friendship under the bus. That was the moment I checked out emotionally, not because of what he told them, but because it showed me he wasn't just careless. He was manipulative. I didn't say anything, didn't defend myself, didn't expose him. When people asked me if it was true, I simply said, "It's not about the money," because it never was. We drifted apart. No big fight. No dramatic finale. Just silence growing like mold. Months passed. Then one day, out of nowhere, Marcus texted me. And you know what he said? "You still mad about that 50?" No greeting. No apology. Just poking the wound. Like it was a joke. At that moment, everything clicked for me. He genuinely didn't understand. He couldn't understand. Because some people see kindness as weakness. Some people take advantage without even realizing they're doing it. And some people only appreciate you when you stop giving. I didn't reply, not to be petty, not to win, but because finally, after everything, I didn't have anything left to say. I grieved the friendship quietly. And in a weird way, losing it taught me more about people than keeping it ever did. I learned, when someone reacts aggressively to a simple boundary, it's because they benefited from you not having any before. When someone twists the truth to look better, they've already decided you're disposable. When someone thinks accountability is an attack, that's not someone you can grow with. And when someone shows you who they really are over something small, believe them, because the big stuff would have been worse. So yeah, our friendship fell apart over $50. But not for the reason you think. It fell apart because $50 was the first time I stopped making excuses for him. It fell apart because it forced me to see the patterns I ignored. It fell apart because I finally realized I was carrying the friendship on my back like a suitcase with a broken wheel. And the moment I set it down, I felt lighter. If you've ever lost a friendship over something tiny, something stupid, something you shouldn't care about, trust me, it wasn't tiny. It wasn't stupid, and you were allowed to care. Sometimes, the smallest moments reveal the biggest truths.